sit in the car. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Gloria Calhoun, the founder of Harvesting Scholars, and I hope that my sound is that you can hear me really well, and I hope that you can see me well. But I want to welcome you to our virtual bus tour for today. So, today we're going to be hearing from the University of Alabama. We're very excited to have Ms. Caitlin Norton that's here to share some information about the University of Alabama. I like to annoy my friends and say, Roll Tide. Yes, so I'm sure hopefully she'll say Roll Tide today for you guys. But I'm going to turn it over to Caitlin, and Caitlin, she'll give you all the information that you need to know about the University of Alabama. Thank you again for joining.
Thank you so much, Gloria, and welcome you guys. Like Gloria said, my name is Caitlin Norton, and I am the regional recruiter for West Georgia, along with a couple of other states. So it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. I look forward to introducing you and answering your questions about the university. Before we get started, I do want to share with you guys my contact information. So that's my cell phone number, my email address, and then our social media handles. If you scan that QR code, it'll give you a link to our one-on-one meeting. So if you have any questions after this evening, please feel free to set up a one-on-one meeting with me. I would be more than happy to answer all of your questions about UA and the admissions process. So let's just dive right in. I have about a 30-minute presentation for you guys, and then we'll open up for a Q&A at the end. If you think of questions throughout, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I know that it's sometimes hard to retain, or you're like, oh, that was a good question. So go ahead and drop those in the chat, and I'll be fielding those questions at the end of the presentation this evening. So the University of Alabama was established in 1831 as the first public university in the state. And we are located in beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So Tuscaloosa is home to about 101,000 people. So that gives our campus a really good suburban vibe. We're not in a huge urban city, but we're also not in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. So it's kind of the best of both worlds when it comes to that environment. For those of you who are not familiar with where Tuscaloosa is located, we're about 45 minutes southwest of Birmingham, 3.5 hours west of Atlanta, 4 hours south of Nashville, and about 5 hours from the coast. So smack dab in the middle of the southeastern region, and not too far from Georgia for you guys to head over that, cross that state line. When it comes to our campus, we are home to about 38,000 students. Of that student body, 60% of them are traveling from out of state. So you guys are definitely not in the minority by considering the University of Alabama. When it comes to our campus size, we are situated on about 1,000 acres. Not sure where my brain just went there. 1,000 acres of property. And despite that size, we're still very easy to get around. You're looking at no more than a 30-minute walk from the two furthest points of campus. So on average, you're looking at a 15-minute walk from your residence halls to your academic classroom buildings. We do have really cool ways for you guys to get around, including our bus system, but you can bring your bikes, your skateboards, you name it, non-motorized vehicles with you to campus. My personal favorite was just walking to get around campus. Students are allowed to bring a car to the University of Alabama, including freshmen. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, we do allow all of our students to have a car at the University of Alabama. Now, when it comes to academics at the University of Alabama, we are home to over 200 different degree programs across 12 different colleges. Of those colleges, we are most known for our College of Business, our College of Communications and Information Sciences, our College of Engineering, and our College of Nursing. But that is in no way where we start or stop our academic pursuits at the University of Alabama. If you scan the QR code on this page, that'll give you full access to all of our programs at the University of Alabama. And again, I'm happy to set up a one-on-one meeting with you guys to go over any of that information. UA is also home to an honors college. In that honors college, we have 7 honors programs. Because those 7 honors programs have a secondary admit program to it. Micah, if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, that would be very helpful. Thank you. So of those 7 honors programs, like I said, they are second admit. So that means you do have to be admitted to the University of Alabama before you can apply into those programs. But those programs consist of a STEM to MBA path, a Create to MBA path, our Reynolds Research Program, which is a computer-based research program and one of only 5 in the country, and then our typical honors college program, as well as our University Fellows experience. UA is also home to our undergraduate research. At UA, research is one of our core values, and we allow our students to go ahead and start that research process starting their freshman year. We have research across all of our majors. So no matter what you're planning to study at the University of Alabama, there is a research opportunity available to you. And then lastly, when it comes to academic programs, and one that I'm asked the most about is study abroad. So at UA, we definitely have study abroad available to our students. We're traveling to almost every continent. So lots of fun opportunities available to you if that's something that is of interest to you, and something that you can start your second semester freshman year at the University of Alabama. I want to point out some cool campus resources that are available to you guys to help you succeed, not only academically, but also socially at the University of Alabama. These are all included as part of your tuition. So up first is our Career Center. Our Career Center is there not only to help you guys find your career and your first job out of college, but they're also there to assist you guys through the internship process. And at the University of Alabama, we're currently #1 in the SEC and #2 in the country when it comes to internship placement. And that's all thanks to our incredible Career Center. The Capstone Center for Student Success is where you're going to get all of your prepaid free tutoring included with your tuition. So we have writing labs, math labs, and then all sorts of other tutoring services available. And then one of my favorites of our campus resource is our first year experience. So we have 7 different programs inside our first year experience to help our students make the transition from high school or from working life or whatever to being through their first year at the University of Alabama. So those are some really cool opportunities available to you, along with a lot more campus resources that are included with your tuition. Now at UA, you're not going to be in your classroom full time. So to help you guys connect and engage and get to meet your fellow classmates and build your resume, we have 650 different student organizations for you guys to join. Those student organizations range anywhere from our pre-professional clubs all the way to Greek life, to sports, to as random as our cloud watching club. So there's literally something for everybody at the University of Alabama, and great opportunities for you guys to get involved in that capacity. At the University of Alabama, we do have a freshman live on campus policy, mandatory freshman live on campus policy. So for that, we do have 34 residence halls for you guys to choose from. Housing at UA is first come, first serve, I will note. So that application for housing will open on October 1st for the rising seniors. So definitely an incentive for you to apply to UA early so you can have a say in where you live on campus. With those residence halls, they're divided into 3 different styles. So the first styles are most popular and makes up 60% of our campus. That is going to be, again, our suite style. So 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, and a kitchenette. Our second style is going to be our semi-modified or modified traditional. So that's, I like to describe it like a hotel room almost. You got 2 people in a room with a private bathroom. And then last, our traditional style with 2 people in a room, communal bath in the hall. So lots of options for you guys to choose from. And with those options comes different price points to help Alabama be affordable for you as you're considering the university. Up next, a question I'm always asked about is what is the food like? And if I had 4 thumbs, I give it 4 thumbs up. So at the University of Alabama, we have 3 dining halls for you guys to choose from. Those dining halls have different food sections dedicated to them with an ever-changing menu. So you can go in for lunch and dinner and get 2 totally different things to eat. We also have an all-access meal plan that goes along with those dining halls. So that literally means all you can eat and as many swipes as possible. So lots of ways for you guys to stay fed while you're on campus. We also have 3 food courts while at the University of Alabama. Those food courts are home to Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Dunkin', Panda Express, Wendy's, Annie Ann's, you name it, we have it. And lastly, we do food trucks at the University of Alabama. So it's a really fun way for you guys to check out some local cuisine by staying on the campus, comfort of campus. Obviously, with an all-access meal plan, the freshman 15 is going to be easy for you guys to gain. And so we want to help you guys stay in shape. And with that, we have 3 recreation centers. These recreation centers have full weight rooms, cardio floors, fitness classrooms, 3 Olympic-sized pools, an outdoor pool and a lazy river and a slide, 6 acres of intramural sports fields. You can hella go on, and don't want to forget the rock climbing wall. Also, we have what's called our outdoor recreation center. So that outdoor recreation center gives you guys not only a chance to rent equipment from the University of Alabama to go paddleboarding, kayaking, camping, but they also put on trips for you guys so that you can go on and check out different areas of the state and the southeastern region through those trips. And lastly, it would not be the University of Alabama without talking about athletics. It has been quite the year with our athletics at the University of Alabama, and we're super excited to be fully open for fall 2021. For our students, we give you guys free access to all of our student athletic events, except for football, and tickets are $10 a piece. And I can say as an alum, I definitely do not pay $10 to attend footballs on Saturdays, so take advantage of that. Up next, I'm just going to talk through the admissions process at the University of Alabama. So for those of you guys applying for fall 2022, that application will open in July of 2021. So about a month away from now will be when that application opens. There are going to be 2 ways for you guys to apply. First is through our website. As you can see down there, go bama.ua.edu/apply, or through the Common App. So 2 ways. Both are acceptable, just up to you on how you want to submit that information to us. In addition to the application, we do require an application fee, which is $40, or we accept the NACAC fee waiver, and then all we need is your official high school transcript. The University of Alabama is moving to a holistic review process for fall 2022. So that means that we're looking at both academic and non-academic information, and that will be included as part of the application with a resume section. UA is also going to be test optional for fall 2022. However, I encourage you guys to test and test often, and the reason for that is scholarships, and I'll go over that in a second. And then lastly, we do not require an essay or recommendation letters with the admissions process. With a rolling admissions style of how we handle our admissions process at UA, that means that as soon as you apply to the University of Alabama, we can make a decision within 5 business days. So once we get everything in for you, we're always rolling out those admissions decisions, so you will know pretty quickly after you submit everything. For those of you applying in July or August, we'll start rolling those admissions decisions out, and from there forward on a continuous basis, starting Labor Day weekend. One of the questions that I'm frequently asked about is how to submit your high school transcript and test scores and things to us. So for the transcript, we're primarily going to be looking at your freshman through junior year for admissions purposes. With that, we will accept the 7th semester grades for our automatic merit scholarship awards. But again, we're looking primarily at your freshman through junior year transcript for admissions purposes. You can submit your high school transcript to us through those online systems, or your guidance counselor can email it to UA. As for test scores, those are the codes there to get those scores to us. Again, I encourage you guys to test as that's going to help you when it comes to scholarships at the University of Alabama. And we offer, if you guys are having trouble getting tests, we do offer the SAT and ACT on our campus. You guys can check those dates out. And then I always tell my students, great opportunity, come tour us on Friday and then come test on Saturday. When it comes to what we will be reviewing on your transcript, these are the minimum units that we require. Just keep in mind a unit is 1 year. So we're looking at 4 units of English, 4 units of a social science, including a world history. If you took 2 years of foreign language, we will set that second year foreign language as part of your social science credit. We do require 3 units of mathematics, algebra 1, algebra 2, and at least geometry, trigonometry, there's the word, and calculus. So again, these are the minimums. So if you have 4 years, you're good to go. 3 years of a natural science, 1 year of a foreign language, and then 5 additional academic course credits. Most of you guys should be set, but I did just want to outline this for you so that you're aware of what we're going to be looking at when it comes to your transcripts. If you guys are doing AP coursework, awesome. That QR code on the left is going to be for you. For the APs, we do accept just about every test offered by the College Board for AP students. So with that QR code, you'll be able to see which test we accept, what score we need for you to get credit, and then what class it'll replace at the university. For those of you who are doing dual enrollment, that transfer credit equivalency table there on the right is going to be for you. This will give you a full list of every credit we accept from every institution in the United States. So great planning tools as you guys get ready for your senior year, or you're just looking to see what could carry over from a transfer standpoint, what have you. If you have not started AP or dual enrollment, but you're considering doing college credits while you're at the University of Alabama, then UA Early College is for you. This program is offered online fall, summer, and spring semesters, but we also have a summer on campus program where you guys can move to Tuscaloosa for 6 weeks and knock out 2 courses. So this is a really good opportunity if you're already looking for a way to start earning credits, but it's not going to be taken through your high school or through a transfer institution. Up next, I'm going to share cost with you guys. I'm sharing this just to give you guys an idea of when we say cost of attendance, what does that mean versus what tuition means. So a lot of students always ask me, like, what is tuition? And as you can see, that's that first line, $30,250 for out-of-state students for 1 year. However, there's a lot more that goes into the cost of attendance for students. So I personally prefer to direct students to that direct cost. That direct cost line is what's going to show up on your student bill. Indirect cost is something that you have 100% control over. So when it comes to fees, this is going to include bringing a car to campus, your classroom fees, things of that nature. For room, this is your residence hall if you live on campus. That is going to be the most expensive residence hall available to you at the University of Alabama. So as I mentioned earlier, when we were talking residence halls, there are step down and different options available to you to help you lower that cost. And then board is going to be your meal plan. This is quoting the all access meal plan that I mentioned, but we do have other meal plans available to our students, again, to help you lower the cost. Indirect costs, this is, again, something you have 100% say over. So it usually costs about $1,000 per year to buy your books. If you rent your books or are able to find them cheaper, you've lowered your costs there. Transportation is defined as the cost to get from your hometown to the University of Alabama. So if you're in Georgia, you're not looking at spending $3,000 to drive to the University of Alabama. So again, that's something else that helps lower your costs there. Miscellaneous, this is just anything that you will incur outside of the university. So if you go shopping at Target or Best Buy or go to a concert at the amphitheater, that's where those costs include, and then your loans estimate. So I just wanted to put this up here just to give you guys some information about what it means when the University of Alabama and any other institution says cost of attendance. So scholarships to help you guys lower that cost of attendance. Up first is our automatic merit scholarships. So as I mentioned, testing is important for scholarship purposes, and this is why I said that. So at the University of Alabama, if you score the test score listed here on the middle column and also have the GPA listed, then you're automatically guaranteed the scholarship listed there. In order to receive this, you do need a test prior to February 2022. So you guys have about 9 months to test. I should say 7 months to test or so, in that range, to get ready for that. Again, this is the incentive for that testing purpose. If you do not test or you do not meet these test scores, there are other opportunities for you guys, so do not despair. I'm going to go over that in a second. But I did want to provide you guys with our 100% guaranteed scholarship opportunities here to give you guys some information regarding that. We also have other scholarships for our students, including our Presidential Elite, our National Recognition Scholar, which is going to be coming through the National Recognition Program, which is based on your PSAT scores, our Academic Elite Scholarship, which is based on your acceptance into our University Fellows experience, and then also our National Merit Semifinalist and Finalist Awards. So lots of automatic awards out there to help you guys out, especially in that national recognition category. So wanted to make you guys aware that that information is available to you. When it comes to competitive awards at the University of Alabama, you need to be accepted to the University of Alabama by January 15th. That is the deadline for scholarship consideration at the university. You will automatically be considered for scholarships at the university through our Office of Undergraduate Admissions, the college that you're applying for, through our National Alumni Association, if there's a local alumni chapter that has awards for you guys, financial aid, etc. Will all be based off of the information you put on your admissions application. That resume section that I mentioned as part of the holistic review, that is what is going to be used for these competitive scholarships with the University of Alabama, so that you guys have that information and are aware of that when you're submitting that application to us. In addition to the competitive awards, we also accept external awards. So external awards are anything that is granted outside of the University of Alabama. So Coca-Cola, Chick-fil-A, your high school, your mom and dad's employment, your own employer. Those are where external scholarships are going to come from. There are external scholarships available for juniors. So if you are a rising junior or just finished up your junior year, this is the time to start applying for external scholarship. And you guys, there are millions of dollars available in external scholarships. It takes some work, to apply for them, but it's definitely worth it in the long run because there's a lot of opportunities there. So if you scan the QR code, that'll take you to our landing page where we have lots of resources available for you. I also encourage you to talk to your guidance counselor, see if there's any specifically for your city, your state, your county that you could be applying for as well. And then lastly is financial aid. So the financial aid is awarded is going to be either a loan, a grant, and or a work study program from the federal government. That information is going to be based on your FAFSA, which is the free application for student federal aid. And that opens on October 1st of this year. It's also based on your previous tax statement. So the taxes from 2020 are used for your 2022 awarding year. So that QR code will walk you guys through the financial aid process of applying for your financial aid. I do want to note that financial aid does not cover all your costs. So there may be the circumstances that you guys need to be applying for scholarships to help make up the difference, or looking at third-party loans as well. So do want to let that know that the federal government does not pay for everything. So now I'm going to show you guys a quick video of campus to get you excited of what it would be like to visit us. Sorry about that. There we go. So I do want to let you guys know that we are open for campus tours. So we are open Monday through Friday, and we offer two different types of campus tours. We offer a walking tour, and then we also offer a walking plus bus tour. And one of the advantages of you guys being here tonight and meeting me as your regional recruiter is I can set up for you guys what's called an in-depth tour. So what that is a full campus tour. Plus, I can set up departmental meetings with anybody on campus that you're interested in learning more about. So if you're interested in learning more about, let's say, business, honors college, Greek life, you name it, I can set those meetings up for you and have a totally personalized day dedicated to you and your interests. If you're interested in an in-depth tour, please give me about 2 to 3 weeks notice so I can work with our campus partners and get that arranged for you. Otherwise, visit that website there and you can come visit us Monday through Friday. And I want to conclude today by giving you guys some resources. So up first is our student guide. If you scan that QR code there, it'll give you access to our virtual student guide, introduce you to some of our current students, and then share some of the information that I went over this evening. And then for any parents, we have a parent guide and a parent newsletter. That QR code will take you to both of those landing pages. Highly encourage you to sign up for the newsletter so you can stay on top of what's going on at the University of Alabama. So that is UA in a nutshell, I guess you could say. At this point, I'm going to open it up for questions. I know we have about 15 more minutes left of the presentation tonight. So just wanted to open up for you guys. Is there anything that I went over that you want to know more about? Anything I need to recover? Now is your time to ask me. You can either unmute or drop it in the chat, whichever you feel most comfortable with. No questions? Surely there are a few questions. I know we had a mixed bag of students applying or attending tonight. Anything that I went over that you want to know more about from a admission standpoint on a personal level? Anything you want to know about a specific major, program, club?
Caitlin, I'll start out with the first question.
Sure.
So you mentioned the out-of-state cost for students.
Yeah.
About how long does it take to declare residency so that you're no longer considered out of state?
So that's a question I'm asked frequently. There is no way for you to declare residency. In fact, both the state of Georgia and the state of Alabama have laws in place to protect their in-state students. So the best way to help you guys lower that cost is scholarships, to be quite honest with you. And we do offer upperclassmen scholarships. So those are scholarships that are available that you can apply for every year, your sophomore year, your junior year, and your senior year. And they can be stacked on top of anything that you've already received. With all that said, the only way to declare in-state residency is two things. You have to pay income tax in the state of Alabama as an individual, and you have to prove that you are not only in the state of Alabama for your education. You cannot just have moved to the state of Alabama for education purposes. If we were in Alabama looking at schools in Georgia, this conversation would be the exact same. That's a good question, Gloria.
Thank you. As they are pondering, I have another question. So you spoke about the cost of attendance and you shared information about scholarships. And so what happens if a student gets accepted, they apply to the scholarship, get it, and then change their mind? Is there a penalty or is there a deadline? What is the cutoff for when they have to let you know that they are definitely declaring?
So National Decision Day is May 1st. So we like students to let us know by May 1st if they're looking to attend the University of Alabama or attend elsewhere. We are not a binding institution, so that doesn't mean that if you're accepted to the University of Alabama or receive a scholarship to University of Alabama that you have to go to the University of Alabama. So you can definitely still have your options available to you if you apply to UA, get a scholarship, get financial aid, what have you. You do have some flexibility in that, but May 1st is National Decision Day. You got a quiet bunch tonight.
Yes, I have a quiet bunch. I have a couple of questions, some other ones that might help to prompt.
Sure. I'm happy to answer anything we have during this window tonight.
So we are still in a pandemic. So how is the University of Alabama handling the COVID situation, and how are you? What's your commitment? Of course, I know you're committed to keeping students safe and healthy, but what are you doing in terms of health safety?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we're coming out on the back end of a pandemic. So for this past year, we were on a hybrid model for our students. So we had some classes on campus, some classes online. And having that, we also limited the number of students that were in a classroom. We had a mask mandate throughout the city and campus, and the state of Alabama, Governor Ivey did have that in place. So now that we're moving forward, so fall 2021, we're committed to having everybody back on campus. Masks are not required. If you're comfortable and want to wear a mask, or you feel more comfortable wearing a mask, cool. If you feel more comfortable not wearing a mask, cool. We do not have a vaccine requirement. So again, it's up to you if that's something that you're looking to do. So really at this point, I think we have followed CDC guidelines, and as CDC guidelines state, it's what's ever most comfortable for you and how that operates. We did do a lot of testing during the time that we were on campus. We had about 80 to 85% of our students return this past year, so for fall 2020, and we always had less than 1% of our students were tested positive at any point in time. So we were extremely diligent in respecting the virus and making sure that our students, faculty, and staff were healthy during that process. Emma dropped a question in the chat that says, can you speak more about the Communications College? So absolutely. I'm actually an alum of the College of Communications and Information Sciences. So within that program, the College of Communications is comprised of our advertising and PR program. Our PR program is #1 in the country. This is the second time that's occurred over the past 10 years, but we're always top 5. That's where our journalism program and news media programs located, sports media, communication studies, all of that is there. But one of the cool things that sets UA apart is we have a 40,000 square foot digital media center on our campus. It's actually located in Bryant-Denny Stadium, because Bryant-Denny is the backyard of our communications school. And in that, we have a full radio station, news station, broadcasting station. We have a social media center dedicated to ways for students to learn how do those metrics operate. So it's a cutting edge department with our digital media center for our students to not only get experience through their classes, but also through internship opportunities in those radio and news stations. We also have one of the oldest newspapers on campus. Our newspaper is over 150 years old. And so there's opportunities for students that are interested in the news media industry, photography, you name it, to get involved in that. And we also have 7 different magazines on our campus. So no matter what you're interested in when it comes to communications, UA is definitely going to be at the cutting edge of that research opportunities, especially in the fields of journalism and public relations. Emma, if there's something specific you want to know about communications or a specific major, I'm happy to meet with you about that. And in fact, let me put my contact information back up on the screen for you guys so that you can have that handy for you. Awesome. Any other questions? That was a great question, Emma. Thanks for participating.
Yes, everyone is so quiet today. Emma, thank you for that question.
Gloria, I know you had a couple extra guests, so we could take one more to see
Okay.
before we wrap up this evening.
No other questions, guys?
Yes. Okay. So Emma asked, how would we apply for the Coca-Cola scholarship and what does this entail? Well, you visit Coca-Cola's website, you guys, and visit their scholarship sections. So all external scholarships, again, that resource center, let me put that screen back up so that you guys are able to access that resources that we have on our website. But you just need to, if you just Googled, like I know that this is your second question. So if you just Googled scholarships for communication students or scholarships for PR students. You guys, there's so many websites that are available for you. There are a lot that have very specific criteria. So Coca-Cola being one of those, they have multiple scholarships, but they have different criteria associated with them. So definitely external scholarships require a lot of research. But as I said, there's a lot of yield that comes out of those external scholarships. And at UA, and I don't think I mentioned this, we do stack scholarships. So if you were to receive, let's say, a $10,000 scholarship from the University of Alabama, and then you receive two $500 scholarships from external sources, you're now at $11,000 in awards at the university. So again, Google Coca-Cola scholarships. They're going to tell you what's required, what the GPA requirement is, if they require test scores, what the essay is that's required for that. And again, utilize the resources that we have on our website to help you guys through that search process. But yeah, external scholarships, if you guys are like super hyped and ready to apply to college, this is something you guys can be doing in the interim while we all wait to open our applications for fall 2022. This is something that you can do this summer, start doing the research on which awards you want to be applying for, jotting down the deadlines of all those awards so you don't miss anything. And then the other thing you can be doing, at least from a University of Alabama standpoint, is working on your resume, because that resume is going to be so essential, not only from an admissions standpoint, but also from the competitive scholarship standpoint as well. Awesome. Any other questions, you guys?
All right. Well, if you think of some questions later, you have Caitlin's information, and if you need it, I have recorded this presentation. So if you'd like to get a copy, I can forward it to you or send you a link so that you can go back and see all of her QR scanning codes so that you can get direct information. So again, Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, and I'll be in touch with that information.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Roll Tide, you guys. Roll Tide.
Tide. So, guys, hang on for just a moment before you hang up.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Thank you.